wouldn't match by a chance, would you?
What's up guys, Danielle here, neutralsupport.net. So I've been doing a lot of traveling lately for work, and that has made me really think hard about how to carry tools and what the most efficient way to do that is. And one of the things that most companies offer is a toolkit of various sizes, so small all the way to big, huge roller bags that are really nice but maybe impractical depending on where you are. So to think about how to carry your tools in a smart way that's efficient, that gets the job done, one of the companies that has focused more on that than actually anything else is probably Feedback. They have their stand that most people like, and then they have tools. The tools seem to be really developed with the race mechanic in mind, carrying as much as you can in as little space as possible, and they're doing a pretty good job of that. So today I'm going to talk about their Team Edition toolkit along with a couple of other small offerings that they have to help you travel right. So you're like, why are you focusing on a toolkit that's $350? Well, the main reason is that it fits in a backpack. Let's take a closer look. So the first thing that we notice about the Feedback kit really is its size. So it's about the size of your favorite trapper keeper when you were in school. Pretty small for a toolkit. The nice thing is this actually has a waterproof zipper on it so that it's like a trapper keeper but waterproof. So when we open this guy up, everything's in its place. So it's pretty well organized. There's a place for everything it comes with. There's also additional places here that I believe are for T-handles, so you could get a set of T-handled Torx or something like that for this slot down here. So there's room to expand in the toolkit. There are dual purpose tools here, so a bottom bracket wrench mixed with a cassette tool, a pedal wrench with a 15mm axle wrench down here, a rotor truing tool, some tire levers, a valve core tool, which actually this tool might be one of the nicest valve core tools I've ever touched. It's got a big handle on it, which is nice. I mean, overkill probably for what you're doing, but nice nonetheless. We've got the Feedback sports chain tool, or one of them. They have a couple of versions of this tool, but the cheaper of the chain tools that they offer. One of the interesting bits is if you look at this diagram, you actually drill down this bolt to hold the chain flat against the plate. So even though this chain tool feels a little bit on the cheaper side, that's a nice touch to get the chain lined up exactly right and held in place while you push the pin out. We've got standard 3-ways, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2.5, 3 for the hex, and then we have T25, T30, and T27 on this. You actually do get an L6 and an L8 here in the bigger sizes, probably for pedals. You get standard screwdrivers here, so a flat Phillips. This small flathead that they give you actually has a Shimano crank tool on the back of it, so a multi-purpose tool in the bag. Dental pick, a quick link tool. So really you're covering a lot in a little space. So this toolkit really does try to do as much as possible. They're thinking a lot about having tools that are multi-purpose. It does seem like this tool, for example, these chain whip pliers, so they're big. They're bigger than a chain whip. They're heavier than a chain whip. So if you wanted to cut even more weight, I feel like you could just replace this tool with an actual chain whip and come out ahead a little bit. But it is a neat idea to have this guy and then it locks down on the cog and then you can use it as your chain whip. So kind of an alternative to the Pedro's vice whip, a little bit different idea. So when you get this kit out of the box, on the box it says CNC, and I think what it's trying to imply is that the tools are CNC made, which is true about things like this guy right here, the rotor tool, this pedal wrench, and this bottom bracket wrench. But then you see some of these examples are like cast, seems like, so these seem like casting marks to me. This chain whip, that seems like casting, not CNC. So that goes into the pricing. I mean, the kit is $350. If you don't like the tools in it, I wouldn't buy this kit just for this sweet trapper keeper, but that is a really nice feature of the kit. So it does the job well, efficient use of space, it packs up well, and then it has this integration where you can actually hook it up with your Feedback stand. You know, I'm an infamous non-user of the Feedback stand. but if you use the feedback stand, this actually hangs really nice on the stand and is an easy thing to throw open, do something really quick, throw it shut, throw it in the car, get out of there.
And now for something completely different.
So let's talk for a second about weight. So feedback, since they're focused on traveling, seems like they would focus a lot on how much the kit weighs. So if we take this guy, 7 pounds, 10.5 ounces with all the tools in it exactly like it comes. That's pretty good, under 8 pounds for a carrying case with all the tools in it. So with the kit as built, every toolkit is going to be a compromise. So nothing in here is absolutely my favorite tool. I figured out that pretty much I could leave this toolkit as is and carry it, except one thing. That cable cutter has gotta go. This is not a good cable cutter. It's kind of hard to use. If they just had a nicer cable cutter in here, it actually elevates my opinion of the rest of the tools. Even with the cast chain whip here, that's still a pretty cool tool. If I was going to change just one more thing, it would probably be throwing in some regular L keys, because I don't think that there's enough representation in this kit to actually do all of the work comfortably that you would need to do. I really think that to do brake work, specifically disc brake work, you're going to need to have L versions of these 3-ways as opposed to the 3-way. It's just going to be challenging to use. Now, you're in a situation where you need the tools, you have the tools. You can make it work. Mechanics can make anything work, but if this is going to be a team kit where mechanics who are doing this professionally are going to use it, then it should have the right tools in it. Any toolkit can be customized. In fact, I built this whole toolkit out with other tools earlier just to kind of experiment with what that might look like. And I found out that really, I don't need other versions of this tool. I think that's pretty neat. I don't need another pedal wrench. I don't really need any other new versions of anything except for the cable cutter. And just for the sake of argument, since we're talking a lot about weight, I would really just like to see 9.4, 10.2, hold on, 9.5, that's pretty close. Oof, chunky. So for about the same weight, you could throw the Pedros in there and not gain any weight on the, well, really 0.1 ounce, but about the same weight, just a better cable cutter in general. So overall as a kit, it's pretty good that I'd only really need, like absolutely need to change out a couple of tools. So you're like, wow, yeah, that's pretty small. It's the size of a Trapper Keeper. That's kind of nice, but it's still too big for me. Well, Feedback has more alternatives. Check out this torque wrench. So Feedback's really thinking about how to carry things. So this fits nicely in a bag, fits in the bottom of a toolbox. It's actually a pretty nice kit here. So looking at this kit, you notice that it has a wrench, it has bits, it actually has these longer bits, which is nice to get into deeper holes. It's very reminiscent of the Press-to-Cycle ratchet system, but this is a super nice torque wrench. It's actually adjustable from 3 to 13, but this is only about 5 inches of leverage. So 5 inches of leverage on a torque wrench at 13 Newton meters. It's gonna be a good amount of effort. Still a pretty cool tool. Fits in this nice pouch. The way that it's carried, it has the bits here all labeled, and then it also has the longer bits. I do enjoy these longer bits, especially when you have something like a screwdriver that takes a 1/4 inch bit. These are nice. They stick out far enough to go into some of the more recessed pockets. So by no means is this a complete toolkit, but it is pretty cool, and it fits in this nice little pouch. Close it up, roll it, and put it in your bag. So you're looking at it and you're like, wow, well that's nice, but this is still too big. Let me introduce you to the Feedback Mini toolkit here. I don't know what it's called. The Feedback Reflex Fixed Torque Ratchet. So this little guy is like a tiny Trapper Keeper in that you have all your stuff right here. This tool is actually a ratchet. So right here, you can actually stick this in. And then this extension here, see how it says 5 Newton meters? So this extension is actually a torque bit. So it's 5 Newton meters, so you can't over torque that portion at all. So that comes off in case you just want to use the regular ratchet without torque. And then it comes with your whole set of 1/4" bits. Now we talk about 1/4" bits a lot because they're so flexible. So if this isn't the combination you want, which is a pretty good one, but if this isn't the combo you want and you need something different, you can just throw another one in here. You could put a JIS bit in here in place of one of these, and hey, you'd be all set. The other thing is, since this does feel like they work with press to cycle for the ratchet, this is a really good fine ratchet. There's not a lot of play with it, and it just comes off, moves different places. You can even, like this, if you put the JIS bit in here, now you have a screwdriver on the go. So this actually gives you a lot of different tools and a lot of options, and also a torque option. It does so many things in such a small package that I think that this seriously is going to be like my everyday carry tool. I don't know, that's tough, maybe not, but it certainly has potential. Zips up, it's about the size of the palm of your hand, weighs almost nothing, does a lot of stuff. It's just a really cool little thing. Might be my favorite thing they make. So thank you for watching. If you wanted to just do a one and done, get it out of the way, have a toolkit that does most things, grab yourself the feedback kit. Super compact, really easy to carry. I've been carrying it around all day, not so bad. Or build a kit similarly in a case like this, or maybe buy the feedback kit, supplement it with tools that you actually need, add tools, subtract tools, do whatever you need, because even if you get the kit and you don't like all the tools, the case itself is also awesome. So there's a lot of things going for this. There's a lot of things going for the feedback tools in general that make them easy to travel. So check them out. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There'll be more of them. It'll tell you every time I put one out. If you want to support me in any way, you can go over to neutralsupport.net. There's some cool swag, hats, aprons, t-shirts, a little membership thing you can join for Patreon or to use the bike tool finder. So that just helps keep things going when I don't get given tools. But thank you to Feedback for providing today's tools so I could give them a closer look and put them through their paces in the Big Apple. As always, hope you guys have a good day.